Does the cell have cookies on it? If it doesn't, right. No shame in
Oh.
Right.
I've never seen the first one.
Yeah.
Out here today.
Look what's up here. That would be hot. We need to get some lights. Summer.
Oh my gosh. High school or something.
You look like a good place. Yeah. With the incentive. Of course you would. Oh. Wow. Sorry, I should have been well. I eventually. Yeah. Yeah. Great. I can even get them bring it up to any and say. So moving forward. Yeah. But if it's not anything you want, it's big. I would try. You remember it here. That's really good. It was Sports Center. Right. Oh, I haven't been here. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. First one. Yeah. Right. Well, we're going to get
It's good for all kids.
Whoever played out there, played it. I don't think they ever made it.
Yeah, so I am. Oh, yeah.
All right, I was looking around the room, I'm not sure we have any guests, but just in case, let's introduce any guests or visiting Rotarians. I think we're shut out today. All right, does anybody have any announcements that they'd like to, right, Wendy?
Okay, it's a quick one, but tomorrow, for the barn, it is our social Saturday, the meal that we sponsor. As far as I know, I put a call out for volunteers because the stoners are going to be gone and we don't have our usual crew to help. I got one person responding that said they could be there tomorrow at 10 a.m. We actually need 3 more. So awesome, Terry, that's great. If you can get there can you get there at 9? Sure. Cool. We got anybody else? We got a soft maybe over here? Yeah, Nancy is the one who responded. She's at 10.
9.
9?
But I have to be there like 10, 11.
It's okay. Whoever we can get. So if anybody can free up your time and help out at the barn, Jean, thank you so much. We appreciate it. That should take care of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. Hi, everybody. Thank you. I am the program for SLOMs, and they are community service related. By now, you should have received an email, and there were flyers on the table last week about the event at the Butterfly Garden next Thursday. Can I see how many people are going to be there? Please, we need all our smiling faces because the Mayor of Hoffman Estates is doing it. Everybody's doing the work except us. All we have to do is show up and look good. So this is our garden. This is our garden. We've taken care of it for 10 years. So please be there to represent our club. We have a lot of fun things planned, and you'll be out of there within an hour. So maybe even a half hour if you need to bail.
What time is that again?
It's at 10 o'clock. And it is the 10th birthday of the garden. So the mayor's office is bringing cupcakes. We'll be doing a butterfly release. It's going to be just a really nice event if you can be there. So thank you, everybody, in advance for showing up. Secondly, I'm ramping up getting our mentors for next year. And I still have a couple of slots. And Linda, you couldn't do it last year because we ran out of students. Would you want to do it this year for your mentor? We have our mentor match is going to, for new students, is going to be on the 18th at Harper at 5:30. That's a Tuesday. So I'm still looking for 1 or 2 volunteers. We have several of our new members who have stepped up, and I'm thrilled about that because it's a chance to get to know one of the big events, the big programs that we do at Rotary, in our club. And also some really exciting news. As you know, this type of scholarship, which focuses on the adult learner, has a huge impact in the community. And over the last 10 years, we've had hundreds of students graduate through the scholarship. These are students who are now making a sustainable living, something that won't be replaced by AI. A lot of them are in nursing, they're in accounting, they're in HVAC, they're in plumbing, they're in welding. And we had a goal early out when we first sat down that, gee, wouldn't it be great if sometime we could get our name on a building at Harper, designating the impact we've had in the community. And I'm happy to tell you, we are like right here, and I will know next month for sure. But that means that this club, and I would say probably almost 90% of reaching this goal, which is $1 million, everybody, in the last 10 years. Think of the lives we have impacted at $1 million in our community. Over 90% of it is coming from this club. So what Harper's doing is they're letting us combine what's in the foundation that we've done through Fishing Well, the global grants, Pat, Jean, my heroes for heading those up, the whole club that supported these. And they're gonna let us combine that with money that went directly to the college for scholarships from other Rotary clubs to make up this other 100,000. So I will know the middle of September what we're going to do. And here's my big dream for us. The building would be dedicated. Harper will be honoring Rotary, our club specifically, and people that were involved in this effort sometime a year from September. And my dream is that we're going to reach out to Rotary International and get the RI president, the president of the foundation there. And in 2018, they did a featured article in the Rotarian magazine about our club and Fishing Well. I'm going to go back to them and see if we can't get a follow-up story hitting the 10-year with the building dedication. So there's some very big, exciting things that we have done that over time you kind of forget this is in play, but it's been rolling along. Mentors, you're a little more engaged and you know. Last week we had Gary, Mike, and Paulina did interviews, and I think we have 5 great new students. So we are there for that. Now the phase will be get this put together over the next year and then work on our internal external funding to continue Fishing Well, because we are making a difference with that. So I need 1 or 2 volunteers, like maybe 2 or 3 people to be mentors. And the mentors, it's not a huge job. Roger will tell you, it's not a huge job, but it's a big payoff. I've got several new members who are saying yes. And Veronica, thank you. Ken, thank you. Teresa's considering, I think she's giving me a nod. Yes, oh good. So this is big, and this will be the 10th year that we have mentors. Could I get maybe 2 more people? I'm almost done.
That's good.
I know.
We got Jean.
Oh, Jean, awesome. Thank you, everybody. Go team.
Eileen,
Shenanigans on the green tomorrow, 2 p.m. Be there,
Love
be
it.
square, Alan.
all right, Pat,
I'll try it from here. I think you can probably hear me.
What?
Oh, earmuffs for you. We are having a fireside chat on Wednesday, August 26th at my house. And I will be sending out something on Club Runner to let people sign up. And I'll get that out this weekend. So look for that notification. And there's a limited number, but it's not a teeny tiny limited number. So I will let you know when that number has been reached.
all right, thank you, Pat, and just to follow up on that, if you have topics that you would like to discuss, we have some ongoing topics we will continue to discuss, such as the long-term planning for the club, and steps we might take for that. I'm gonna defer that to my successors, but those were items that remain to be addressed. But if there are things that you want discussed, please let me know and we can bring them up at that time. All right, any other announcements? All right, anybody happy today? Start with some happy dollars. Jean,
I was watching a women's pro golf event this past weekend. And one woman, I can't remember her name, I don't remember what country she was from, but she was wearing a shirt that had a Rotary logo. On her shirt, on her sleeve, and then on the back, it was all Rotary District something. I mean, what, talk about PR. Fabulous. Cool.
right, thank you, Jean. Eileen,
For the 10 years that we have been changing lives in our community and strengthening our community through education. Thank you.
all right, yes, do one of you collect from safety? So a hand over here, or, all right, well, Don, your hand was up. Oh, I saw him.
I have $5. You know, I am so appreciative today. I have so many people to thank. First of all, Barry came through with a sponsorship for a toolkit and wants us to select a kid from Hoffman Estates and do a letter with him. And he wanted to honor a friend whose wife passed. And so we're in the process of identifying the kid. I got a call in today, but also thanks to Anita, she was able to print a thank you letter to Barry's friend, and he's going to take it to Memorial next week. To thank, to let them know the impact of the past by donating the toolkit. So again, thank you, Barry. I appreciate your support. Thank you, Anita. Appreciate it.
All right, that's good. Linda,
I have a number of happy dollars. I have one for Pat. Thank you for the lovely card. Very nice. I appreciate it. I have two because Connor is all moved out to Missouri and has started his new job. And I don't need to miss him because he installed some kind of ring doorbell and told me to sign up for it. So I get to see him coming and going from the house. It's kind of fun. Today, so we're grandkids of the house. What's going on? $37.5 because we celebrated our wedding.
Wendy,
Okay, I too want to thank you, Pat, for the birthday card. So my birthday is this Sunday. I have our 20 happy dollars requesting a birthday song.
great. All right, Roger has had his hand up for quite some time.
All right, $20 happy. I could do detail emotional. But thank you for the support. And specifically to the Kelly lyrics.
Randy,
I have $300. Not much, but I'm saving for later. $2 I'm really happy to see everybody. And another $50. My good loyal friend, see you there, you guys.
right, thank you. Your Honor, Mr. Kelly.
All right, $5 for because money, the grace of it. So good to see you. And one, because our president has graciously allowed me to say a few words after an awesome presentation we anticipate for Wendy, our community service director. So, as this will be my last meeting for quite some time, I'll be downtown for a month. So, thank you.
All right, thank you. Rachel. Oh, how about Bonnie?
Yeah, Bonnie, you go.
I have a $20 bill here, the first 5. I'm so happy to be out and be with all of our dear friends here at Rotary. The second thing is that, we did have a good surgeon, and he did very well, and I've been pretty well walked, yeah. The new hip. And the third thing is I want to thank my caregiver. We've gone through it so many times. Last thing. Happy to spend my birthday, which is today, with all of you, dear friends. Thank you.
All right, one more time. Happy birthday, Bonnie. All right, I think I saw Rachel's hand up.
Yes. I have also very limited happy dollars because of the things I'm happy about, cost me some money. My daughter's turning 10 Tuesday next week, but I got to take her to her first concert, Benson Boone. And so that was a lot of money, but I was very excited just to watch your child do something so like surreal for them was like wild. So very cool. And then my son, his birthday, Cooper, was on Monday. We went to the Bears training camp, and they have this kids club thing, and you can like grab tickets, right? And you only if you win player experiences. So he actually won. He picked the winning ticket, and he got to do player pad experience. So after practice, he got to go on the field, get autographs by like Loveland, Swift, and Williams, and all that. And he got so many autographs, and he got to carry players' pads, got to go to the locker room. It was such a cool experience for him. So $2 for my kids living a better life than me. So
Ryan Burden.
Last night, I got to go to the District 54 board, watch Jillian Sagan get elected to replace Andy Ross a year from now. Wow. I am so impressed that they know enough to do that so that they can work together for the year. So when she finally takes over, she can go run it. And that's really nice. And the other part of that is how integrated your elected officials with in Shopper are talk to one another, the cooperation and the collaboration we have. It's just so cool. I couldn't get her to come back. Got a new job.
All right, thank you. Anybody else? Gene.
I have $2 happy. I'm excited about our fellowship tomorrow. Whiskey tasting, all kinds of good stuff. And then, normally everybody knows my happiness. Normally, it doesn't exceed $2 per instance. But so extremely amazingly proud of my daughter, Mandy. She wrapped up 2 weekends of Rent as Mimi, and she far exceeded anybody's expectations on her acting and singing. She had so many people commenting on it, and it's so emotional. It was such a great experience, and I'm very proud of her.
Because we have Bonnie with us today.
All right, thank you. All right, Daryl.
My wife left 10 days ago.
Don't blame her.
Same Brian on this one.
All I gotta say is, this $20 is gonna go to a good cause, and I hope she doesn't mind cleaning up.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Thank you, Daryl. Alex.
$20 today for, first of all, I'm very happy to be here again. And, I just have one little news, my best friend just got a baby. His name is Leo, and he born on August 3rd.
Oh, very good. All right, a lot of happiness today, but I promised Wendy and Bill a lot of time, so Alan, I need you to come up and do something probably.
Yes, sir, Mr. President,
Thank
sir.
you. Keep your money out.
Okay, come on, I need some people to collect money. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hello, friendly club, hello. Okay, if you've already been served your food before I have, that's $2. If you did not respond to the announcement of the classic committee meeting this afternoon, that's rude. You could have said no, so if you didn't respond, that's $2. If you did not reach out to Roger or Bonnie on the past couple of weeks, that's $2. If you don't have any women at your table, that's $2. If you're wearing anything that has a logo that is not a Rotary logo, that's $2. If you've not turned in your vacation drawing tickets, that's $2. If you're not going to be at the barn to help tomorrow, that's $2. If you're wearing shorts today, as you can tell, I imagine I'm very jealous because I couldn't, so that's $2. Someone's phone went off. I wonder whose it was, Kim. Was it yours? No. Whose phone went off? Come on, is it the truth?
It was over there.
Over there? Over there, over there. Okay, so I don't know who it was, but I know what table it was. So everybody in the center table there, since no one fessed up, this is like Spartacus. That's $5 each. Rachel, this is not a fine, but it's a question. How many of those autographs or items that Connor picked up is he donating to the classic?
I can do mine. They're not very worth anything, but
Okay.
I can do the ones that I got.
If you're late today, that's $2. If you don't have your badge on, that's $2. If you don't have your PIN, that's $2. And I know this, hurry up, so I didn't do anything else. So the classic committee meeting after the meeting today is in the Pinehurst room. If you're gonna show up, it's in the Pinehurst room. If you didn't respond, that's okay, just show up. Thanks a lot, is that quick enough? And
Thank you,
$2 for, pass for 10, because he's doing a great job and a lot of service.
Now, do you want to wait? All right, and I'm going to turn over the meeting to Wendy to give us an update on our community service for the last year.
Okay, so this is our second annual update since I've been in this seat. So we're gonna run through it just to keep you up to date on what the Community Service Committee has been up to. First, I wanna highlight the members of the committee. We've got myself as the chair, Jeff and Jean Stoner, Holly Pfaff, Diane Marinelli was on the committee all year this past year. Eileen Higginbotham and Paulina Carlberg. So thank you to my committee. We are looking for 1 or 2 more members for the committee for the coming year. So if anyone's interested, we meet on the second Friday of each month from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. here at Chandler's. So I'm going to start off by talking about the volunteer activities and events. So we've got our Barn Social Saturday, and that happens once a month. Chris Hinosa is the one who coordinates that, but we have routine volunteers that show up and serve. I'll say more about that coming up with our liaison, our visionary partners funding. At the Children's Advocacy Center, we always have a butterfly garden cleanup led by Eileen. We have monthly during the summer, we have volunteers come out starting in April through October to get the garden all cleaned up, weeding, pruning. We also have the roadside cleanup led by Jeff Stoner now, and we do that 3 times a year. On average, we have 8 to 12 volunteers per event, and no budget dollars are utilized in running this program. Meals on Wheels. So every Friday morning, we deliver meals to residents in the Schaumburg community through the Kenneth Young Center. We've got a handful of drivers right now. We've got Holly, Jeff, Rosemary, Rachel, and myself. We are seeking on an ongoing basis to have additional volunteers to help with this. It's 1 hour on a Friday. I get there at 11 at the barn, drop off meals, and I'm here by lunch. So if we could get 1 or 2 more drivers, I can't tell you how helpful that would be to us. A new partnership this year is through Keller Junior High School. Through District 54, they have a monthly food distribution at the junior high. We have had volunteers, Rotarians come and kind of work with community members who literally line up around the corner of the school. There are so many people coming to get donations, and it's food, clothing, books for kids, toiletries, and many of us have given contributions in toothpaste and deodorant and things that the teens need, but families can't always afford.
Did start that pantry.
What's that?
Yeah. 2012, we started that.
We started that food pantry in 2012. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so for those of you that are new, we have identified 7 community agencies that we call them our visioning affiliates. That just means that we're super tight with them. We've built relationships with them over the years, and we tend to fund them at a higher level every year. And we have a liaison from the Community Service Committee who is their partner, who communicates with them routinely. So I want to talk with you about each of them, and we funded each of them at $5,000 this past year, this fiscal year. So for Children's Advocacy Center, and Eileen is the liaison to CAC, they spent $4,200 for iRecord software, and that's what they help to record forensic interviews. For those of you that don't know, CAC does a wonderful job working with kids who have experienced some kind of sexual or physical trauma or violence, and they bring them to CAC to be interviewed by trained folks. They've got counselors, police folks that come in and interview them. And that's part of why a butterfly garden is so important to us, because the kids can go sit and enjoy the serenity of that garden while they're going through this really tough experience. So we helped fund their software for that, and then $800 more for interpreter costs, as CAC provides all services in both English and Spanish. Wings is another partner that we have that the $5,000 that we contributed this year supports survivors and their children with essential needs. It helps support 3 shared homes, 146 transitional and permanent housing units in the northwest suburbs. And so that $5,000 goes a long way to help these families get back on their feet as they remove themselves from a domestic violence situation. Kenneth Young Center, KYC, this is our home delivered meals program that we contribute the $5,000 to. Holly has been the point person for KYC up until now, and it's transitioning to, I think it's Gene Stoner. Or Jeff Stoner, I can't remember at this point, we're still working that out. But we make sure that over 200 seniors receive meals each Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The $5,000 provides 5 days of meals to 117 older adults, providing health and dignity to members of our community. The Schaumburg Barn, we give 10 grand to the Schaumburg Barn every year. That is to go toward the social Saturday programs. And so not only is it a nutritious lunch, but there's also activities, beanbag toss, socializing, just interacting, having fun, chatting with each other. And so that is something that we are doing on an ongoing basis. Gigi's Playhouse, Diane was the liaison to Gigi's this past year. And we're looking for a liaison this year. I think we had a volunteer coming up. Did you volunteer for that? Do we still want to do that, or maybe talk about that? We'll talk about it. Yeah, so we're looking for a new liaison for Gigi's. So we need a new member of the Community Service Committee to be a liaison to Gigi's. So Gigi's, for those of you who haven't been there, they have their playhouse, which is located over on Higgins Road by Barrington Road. For programming and communication for those who have Down syndrome and their families. It's been there for a while, and the lights are no longer functioning. So we've got poorly lit classrooms, hallways, and program spaces. And so the $5,000 donation, they will replace the failing lights throughout the playhouse with new energy efficient LED fixtures. And so they've worked on that this past year, and I'm hoping to have them come and give an update and talk about what they're up to. NWSRA. So the Special Leisure Services Foundation is the grants and fundraising arm of NWSRA. And they submitted, we funded them at $5,000 to help fund scholarships and financial support for recreational programs due to increased medical bills, costs for transportation, so they can pay for those programs. Partners for our community. Jeff is the liaison for POC. The $5,000, we broke that down to a couple of things. So during Christmas time, they spent it on $500 for essentials for a low-income family in need. They also used $1,000 for the micro food pantry park site. And they also used $3,500 for a subscription to Charity Tracker, their client database that allows them to track client demographics and outcomes. So that's how they use the $5,000. And lastly, Trickster. So Paulina is the new liaison after Bruce did a wonderful job with Trickster for many years, handed off to Paulina. And them supported a national gathering meal where they host the National American Veterans at Tricksters in August of 2026. And they were able to provide lunch for about 100 members of the veteran community. I gotta take a deep breath. I feel like I'm racing. Okay.
Do you want your water?
No, I'm good. Okay. So discretionary funding. So our budget. Are you good?
You have plenty of time.
Okay.
1 o'clock.
Oh, that's good. Okay. So discretionary funding. So our budget is made up of $15,000 of discretionary funding, and the committee meets to review requests by community partners to see where we can help make the most difference. So I broke down here the monies that we spent. So we spent money on, well, I'll let you kind of take a look at that, but I'm going to go over a few highlights of them. But wings, we usually do a Halloween party funding for the kids. Thanksgiving sides where we get together Hollies and pack up bags of food, dry food for the year feast. We did an adopt a family for POC. The butterfly garden, gift cards for KYC. We gave money to the Schaumburg Township Food Pantry, and we did some additional funding for the high schools this year for their food pantry is how we distributed the money this year. So I'm just gonna go through a few highlights from discretionary funding. This year, every year we partner with partners for our communities, POC. Nancy Redmond has been heading this up for years now, and we decided this year that we were going to fund 3 families. We funded monies for 3 families in need, and Nancy got that together. Had people helping. I'm not sure who helped. Is anyone here in the room that helped wrap the gifts and? Yeah, thank you so much for that. Yep. Yeah, I think you guys got a lot of stuff, no doubt.
Rosemary.
Yeah, a lot of.
We
Okay,
do all the shopping and all the wrapping.
shopping, wrapping, that's a lot. Yeah. Okay, we also donated $4,000 to the Hoffman Estates Park District Foundation to help support families in the community. Children's Advocacy Center had a conference this year called the Self-Care Resilience Symposium. So you may remember that CAC works with kids who experience a lot of trauma. When those kids come in and the counselors speak with them and hear all these stories, there's something called vicarious trauma that counselors tend to experience in working with people who've suffered so much. So what they did is they hosted a Rooting and Rising, Cultivating Strength Through Mindful Practice symposium focused on improving wellness and getting real about the toll of vicarious trauma on social service and mental health providers. So several of the CAC employees and workers went to that, and we helped sponsor that.
Wendy,
Yeah, Irene.
that term, this was the 3rd year that did it. And we helped sponsor year 1. And then they had a major donor cover year 2, and that person pulled out. So that's why we stepped in. This year they had 175 attendees because they actually sponsored it and put it all together. So other agencies were actually attending this event. As Wendy said, the vicarious trauma that all the therapists go through, this is what they're helping them to move beyond.
Yep.
It's great initiative for us.
It's a great investment. A few other highlights of discretionary funding. I already mentioned the Halloween party fund. Holly helped to coordinate this. Money goes to bring joy, comfort, and fun to the kids who are in suburban safe homes. So money was spent on costumes, candy, festive supplies for them to just have a normal, fun holiday. Again, we also have donated wings for Thanksgiving, wing sides for Thanksgiving through wings. Oh, I already said that. So 30 Thanksgiving side dish kits were donated, and thanks to everybody who went and packed those up. We got those ready for the families. That was also fun to get together and do that. We also did Wings goodie bags for Mother's Day. We packed up and got together a bunch of just kind of nice toiletries, pampering items for the women through the safe houses. Holly then was the one who coordinated that. We put gift cards in there, self-care items. We do that every year. So, okay. Budget expenditures. So we also have the second part of our budget is okay, that shouldn't say discretionary fund. I was really fighting with PowerPoint this year. This is just our funding that comes through that is a kind of a given that we know that we're going to spend. So I can't remember what this adds up to, disregard the 15K, I'll go through this. This is a part of the visionary funding monies that I already talked about, the Schaumburg Barn. We also have a Memorial Day celebration donation of $1,000 for that ceremony. Just a highlight here, we have a District 54 10 grand annual funding, and that is to go toward the crisis fund, which began during COVID. So now it helps support families with gift cards, gas money, money to bridge gaps if they're between housing. And then the other 5 grand goes toward food pantries. We have our blessings in a backpack. So we've got relationships with Schaumburg, Hoffman, and Conant high schools. And we give typically the highest need high school in terms of income levels within that zoning area is higher through Hoffman. So we give Hoffman 4, Schaumburg 2, and Conant 2. That can change every year. Eileen usually talks to the high schools to see what they need, and then we adjust it. As I said earlier in the presentation, we gave a little more this year because we had some money in discretionary toward the end of the year. And so doled out a little more to beef them up for the coming year. We also have funding before and after school camps for District 54 through the Schaumburg Foundation. And it just helps them be able to afford Casper and things like that services. Okay. So this is my call to action, year 2, call to action. We welcome more members to join the Community Service Committee. Again, we meet on the 2nd Friday of each month at 11 a.m. at Chandler's. Please sign up for volunteer activities if you're able to do so. We lean heavily on a small number of members for events and activities that serve the community, so any help you can give is appreciated. And again, any drivers for Meals on Wheels would be greatly appreciated. So that is it. I want to see if anybody has any questions, comments. Go.
First of all, let me thank you, the phenomenal presentation, phenomenal compelling summation of all the work that's done. The first thing, please, questions. I don't need to speak more than 4 or 5 minutes. We got plenty of time. This is what it just warms my heart. Looking at all the work we've done, this is just overwhelming. I mean, I look at these things, so just and the work you just did, compelling that whole presentation. Just for all the community service projects. So, well, thank you. I mean, it just said I do have some questions, but I want to allow other people to ask their. But this is just overwhelming.
If you have some, go ahead and kick it off.
I'd love to get a broad summary of. It sounds like the visioning partners we may have 8 or 10, so that makes it.
We have 7, but I put the barn in there.
7,
yeah, right.
$35,000 that goes there.
Yeah.
It seemed like another $40,000 or $50,000 of the the other partners that that we funded, including the discretionary. So this is
It's 2025.
It's 15K for our discretionary.
Right.
There is another pot of money that goes toward our grant funding every
Right.
year, so that's not within our budget. But yes, you're right. I don't remember how much.
It's around 100,000.
Is it that high?
It was 84 just on the
When you
screen.
But that counts projects.
When you add up all.
Okay.
There's like,
Yeah.
so the way the foundation budget is formulated, I guess you would say, the community service covers a lot of things that fall into community service, including the toolbox.
Project selection.
The project selection.
Yeah.
So she's right though, like, if you take just the community stuff, it's around 50. If you add in the other things, it gets closer to 100.
Yeah.
That's why we need a big plan.
Yeah, we got a lot to fund.
And more people to help us.
I'll join your committee.
Okay.
Community service?
I can do Gigi too.
Yeah.
I can take over for Gigi.
Thank you. That would be amazing. Thank you so much.
Any new members, if you wanna jump into something, this is a great committee to learn about.
Or you can just attend if you're curious and you wanna learn more. We are meeting next Friday at 11 o'clock here at Chandler's. Other questions, comments? Randy,
Nice job, buddy.
thank you. Wow.
There he is.
I was gonna say, I am standing. Wendy, I was curious about how, I think there was one, program or project that was done, giving donations, Christmas stuff and finding the family. and
Yeah.
all this stuff. How do you go about doing that? How do you find them? You select multiple from one from. Can you think of it?
Yeah, thanks, great question. So Jeff Stoner is our liaison to Partners for our communities, POC. There's a staff member at POC who receives applications from families in need. And she reviews them to determine which families are in the most need. And then she will select them. I'm not sure what the criteria is. I'm sure it's like an income-based kind of an issue or what's going on with their family. This year, we decided to go with 3 families because it was hard to decide and we upped the budget a little bit to make sure that could happen. So that's the staff helps free. I
realized the shop with the cop was kind of left.
We did not fund that this year. We did not have anybody to help run point on that this year.
Well, that's very important.
I'll take that one.
Initiative.
Linda.
Great, because that is one of the best things we did with Hoffman, too. It's really excellent. I thought we did.
We gotta raise more money.
I thought we still did something.
We did not this year.
Yeah, it was
Because
kind of limbo.
I was speaking with the mayor's office just yesterday, and they have, most of the funding comes from the police officers to put that on. And during COVID, it hadn't been for us and our club's personal generosity, because people funded beyond what our budget was, they wouldn't have been able to do it. So we are one of their big funding.
Yep.
Partners.
True.
I would say also, it wasn't that I don't wanna speak for your committee, but I know Diane was very active trying to get it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
So it wasn't for lack of effort on the club part, but it's.
Tom,
Is there a criteria for the community partners? Where the project selection people that have been getting their project selection awarded every year to become a community partner somehow? Or is it capped off because of budget and those are just our community partners?
like to become a visioning
Visionary
affiliate?
Sorry, yes.
I don't know the answer to that question because this occurred before my time. I will say that during my time on the committee, we did, because of the amount of funding we were giving to Trickster, that we decided to move them to visioning this year or last year. So now we have 7. But if anybody knows an answer to that, I'm curious to hear. Mike? Eileen?
I did, what we did is, the partners that we had strong relationships with, that we could follow the money, that we knew our investment was doing exactly what we expected it to do. We went into the visioning because those were the, high impact organizations. Most of the others in the project selection keep rotating, and that was the idea, to have some money for, newer organizations that we could reach. And whether we would do different visioning, I think is up to the club.
Yeah, basically the same thing is that we originally did not have any. But these organizations were winning every year. And they were sucking up pretty much all the money, so we weren't having money available for any other organizations. So we then said, we know these people most likely did it, we separately budgeted for them.
Yeah.
And when we passed the budget this year, they're in the budget, but I would say if an organization wins 3, 4, 5 years in a row, it's very likely they could become part of the budget. And then just only new organizations go for the budget selection.
I will say that I would like to see us, and we've talked about it in the committee, to find other agencies to use our discretionary funding to help. if you may have noticed, a lot of our discretionary funding went to KYC and wings and POC. I think it would be good for us to expand who we're helping with our discretionary funds. So that's something the committee is gonna be discussing this year. I have no idea who raised their hand first.
One of the other reasons we did this was so that these organizations knew what they could count on from us, because every year it was a moving target. And then for these organizations that are visionary partners, we shortened the application. We want them to still apply, but it's a different process. It's an easier process for them. So they love it. We've helped them and it helps us.
Over here, Bill and Alan, I don't know who was first.
He's the judge, so I'll.
Yeah, just first of all, for anyone who's new to the club the last 2, 3, 4, or 5 years, these are great questions. How does this become a visioning affiliate? How does it, and it's a great, first of all, it's great that we have just such a great community service committee. Led by you.
Great
I mean, you know, just-
Thank you.
And you filled some great shoes with Eileen previously, who really have put all this together. But I'll tell you what, that it is just inspiring that we have these long-term affiliates, and that the committee, you know, is the one that can, maybe we go a different direction, bring in some, you know, some new organization. That's your gig. And the heads off to the board, and to the leadership, say, okay, how much are we gonna fund community service here? How much are we gonna fund these scholarships this year? And then certainly to the fundraising, because how are we gonna get the money? You know, so that, you know, with the classic and the vacation raffle and the fines. So this is huge. I mean, this is absolutely huge. But they're great questions, I think, to have with the public. How do we get to here? And you know, what can we change? You know, especially for the newer people who are getting involved. Say, where do you want to go with this? And,
Yeah.
you know, that's an exciting thing. So forgive me on that.
That's great.
Your Honor, is there anything you can do about changing the term, fines or something else? Or something?
So real quickly, one of the new groups that we gave money to was an organization that donated furniture for veterans. It's a great program, and hopefully we can keep doing it. And I want to compliment you with your committee for an outstanding job. This is wonderful, and Eileen and Bill, that's $2 for using the R one.
Thank you. Yeah, I gotta give it some of this committee. It's not just me. This community service committee has been amazing to work with. And those of you who show up and volunteer, I see many of you. I don't wanna like call people out, but if you have volunteered in the past year, please stand up so I can thank you and we can all thank you. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thank you. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you so
Great
much.
job.
Thank you, Wendy. Excellent job like last year, and good job with the committee as a whole. I will say, the question was asked about the how much, I think Bill, Your Honor, sorry, asked about the expenses. So the foundation board just adopted the proposed budget I put forward for the foundation for next year, which, because I wasn't changing anything, and I'm waiting for, you know, Gary and Anita, whatever their ideas are. We basically kept it the same. There were some small tweaks, but the actual community services expenses is $154,250 that we pay out. Now, a lot of that is $40,000 is expected pass through for the toolkits. So if you were to just, I'm not saying we're taking that out, Don, so if you were to not count that, it's 110,000. So just in community service things between community, the visioning, the project selection, and the other items that Wendy went through. So there is quite a bit of money that this club donates back into the community on a regular basis. And then when you put back in the toolkits, there's close to another 30,000-40,000 there. So with that, it is my honor to call up the Honorable Liv Governor.
Thank you, President Ted. Thank you, Wendy, for that great presentation. And I feel bad right at the outset, because this is such a crucial part of the heart of our club, the community service, the scholarships that we do, and you do such a great job. The entire community service committee and everybody in the club really does. I always think, boy, I'd love to spend more time championing and showcasing all the great work this club does and has done all these years. And I don't think we don't do it anywhere near enough. I think, if we don't, we forget the impact we're having on the committee with all these awesome partners that we have, that are just shoring up, the safety net, for those the most impoverished, the marginalized, those who need the most help. So I'll tell you what. So I don't know how much time I'm going to be able to spend, at least at these meetings, very little in this club over the next few months. I do hope and plan to go to Rotary One, which is a neat club. It's currently meeting at the Union League Club downtown. I've been to a couple meetings there. It's great. It's where the first Rotary Club in the world. It's founded here in Chicago. So since it's in the Loop, a little bit south side of the Loop, it's a wonderful club. Not nearly as exciting and as vibrant as our club. I just want to share that with you right out of the gate. So I just want to spend a few. So 25 years ago, when I joined this club, I came to the club. And I remember the very first thing that captured me was at this four-way test and this four-way pact. And it really, I know it grabs all of us. I know this. It grabs all of us. Just a beautiful codes to try to live by. And to me, it's okay. We fall short of this mark all the time, but it doesn't mean we can't keep on striving and just go for it. It's just a beautiful code for living. And I was thinking, as I was walking this morning, I was thinking the phrase I heard, the acquaintance as an opportunity for service. I go, okay, now that's I've got going back. The first object of Rotary is the development of acquaintance as an opportunity for service. And that's they came up with this. How many? Mike probably knows how many decades ago, hundreds some years ago. We shifted from just a networking organization to a service organization, and just a powerful thing that we have here. The opportunity to meet regularly. I've been blessed. I've loved the lunches for the past 20. I really, I love the presentations. I love, there's, 80% of the presentations are phenomenal, great presentations, inspire me, encourage me from, these different organizations. They're doing great work, these different causes, these different things that really keep it plugged into the community, listening to, to the pitches. That's awesome. And I know we're shifting from that account, and we need to, if we're going to grow this organization. I love Governor Regner's pitch, when he captured that, it was just so powerful that, but we don't do it this way. We don't, and then, 2, 3, 4 more clubs drift away because, that the inertia, that hesitancy to change. We got to change if we're going to continue to grow. And some great ideas. I mean, the opportunity, we're doing it now with this incredibly vibrant social clubs, the social hours that we have. That's just opportunities to get together. And, so it just warms my heart. The very, when I came in there, Jeannie Schlinkman was the president of the club. And I remember it kind of took me by surprise that she goes, okay, I want everybody to greet Bill when he's walking out the door. As a new member, we had the practice. We try to follow through a greeting of each Rotarian welcoming a new member. And it's, and it brought me into the club. And it still does. I love whenever I see a new member, a new potential member, to welcome them in. And one of the neat things, one of the nicest things, one of the most engaging things that was done was, in short order, they say, "Hey, Bill, we got this senior prom. Can you help? Just run the meetings or whatever." Well, a handful of organizations that I think Kenneth Young was part of it, the Hawk States Park District, maybe the Charlotte Park District, 3 or 4 organizations. And Rotary decided, we're gonna do a dance, music and dance for widows and widowers in these retirement homes, assisted living places. And we, put it together for 1,000, 1,500, whatever it was. Absolutely spectacular. That came to be brought home to me when we got dressed in tuxes and formal gowns, and just, a dozen, 15, 20 of us went to dance with people as old as me now. But it was just, and the first one that came to mind was that, boy, how many women as opposed to men there, the nature of mortality rates and demographics that, love to dance and just love to have a good, it was just a wonderful, wonderful time. It wasn't, just, I remember he goes, is this where I was, but yeah, why not? Let's, have people enjoy themselves. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And it got me engaged with the club. There was really the first one, anyone, especially new members, the opportunity, especially if you're asked, but even that, just go in there, say, because, and if we don't do that, it's so tough to stay in the club. So I just encourage everyone. I know that I remember just wonderful. I'll give you just a couple early on that happened. I remember Lauren Trimble asked me, because he goes, Bill, I've been doing this silent auction for the Classic. Can you take over this? All we really need is someone to be here at the meetings. I can't make the meeting. Okay, I'm here. And it was just a great way to get involved in the silent auction, see all the great work people, collecting all these wonderful auction items and stuff. And then later on, they stayed out silent auction meeting. I remember Wes's father, Don Crockett, he was chairing the Classic, and he demonstrated, he talked about this leadership skills, because this organization is phenomenal for developing leadership skills. And what Don did, he would reach out, he goes, okay, Phil, you got, you're coming up, you got, 3, 4 different groups under you. He called me like 3 days before the committee meeting. If you reached out to them, oh, I gotta get these guys well, so just wonderful examples of how of leadership, what it is. So, you're not, oh yeah, I forgot to, so, but just wonderful leadership skills that Rotary inspires and fuses, whatever, in a much more, I want to say current lingo. I remember when Roger became president, and he goes, okay, and his still sticks with me today. I think it sticks with a lot of us. He goes, how about an elevator pitch? When people ask us about Rotary, he goes, how about an elevator pitch? I don't know elevator. Because Rotary is a group of business people, community leaders who get together, have fun on a weekly basis, and do some good for our community and the world. Wow, that's it's really neat. This is what we do, and I think it stayed with me because people ask about Rotary, just to be able to summarize what we do here. When we get together, have some fun, and what can we do, to help, people in need, especially, the scholarships we offer, those wonderful scholarships. So the scholarship, I know that it's been a phenomenal. One of the best things, probably the best thing, one of the best things I did 25 years ago, than staying here. And I've always loved the lunches, and I know that there's so many Rotarians who devote so much more time and effort than I do, and I feel bad that I do enjoy joining Bonnie and Nancy's rapping sometimes. Usually I just come in there and have sex, and they're so good at rapping, and I just enjoy watching them do it. I enjoy watching. That's the nature of the beast. I'll tell you what. I gotta tell you, forgive me on this one. When Roger says, that for the he says the help, that Mike and Sherilyn and Gina. Really, it's more Jeannie, because Jeannie was good. I said, Roger, let's go out for a bite to eat. Just get but when he's such a great doing, just there for Renee, and it just gives me the inspiration, the reminders I get, just to do the decent right thing. Was, hey, so and so's in the hospital. If we reached out to this Rotarian, so and so's struggling, if they have a loss, whatever, and you reached out to them, oh yeah, that's be a neat thing to do. And I learned that. I've learned it from you. And it's just a wonderful, wonderful practice that the more I practice it, the more it becomes of my nature. And I think that happens with all of us. I really do. It is, believe me, there's a lot of trepidation, apprehension. I submitted my resignation today to the Harper College Board of Trustees. I've been on that board for 23 and a half years. I'm pulling back from the State Association of Community College Trustees, the National Association. These are dozens, hundreds of people that I've got, just beautiful people to help the community. There's so many Rotarians in there, by the way, because the service of Rotarians is infectious. It is. It's wonderful, and it's wonderful for our community. It's wonderful for us, and the opportunity to get together and share that, have some fun, be lighthearted, is just beautiful, and I just encourage. I know we go through ups and downs with the club, and with the membership going up, the day-to-day mundane things. We have so many great causes that we champion: the toolkit, the scholarships, the fishing well, the ACE grants, the community service organization, the visioning affiliates. They say, oh my God, there's such a tremendous demand of some incredibly worthy causes here. And then the ask for our money, and then put our money where our hearts are. So and it is, and it's been inspiring watching all these Rotarians, all you Rotarians, give of your heart in your own way. The way, and I don't want to call it as a way, some guys in club administration keep our website, keep the social media together, keep the do the ones that raise that raise our money, so with those different avenues of service are just awesome. Certainly all the ones that that are at the very heart, these community service organizations, being on these scholarship committees. One of the first things I remember when I believe it was Jim McCullough passed the torch to me with the transfer scholarship. I was on the committee. He goes, well, Bill, can you run this next year? Just a classic past president, just to come on in and get more involved in this, and so really I encourage all of you, especially the older ones like me, and I say I'm an older one, or the newer ones, it's just a wonderful organization to get involved and to give your heart to. The more I do, the more I have, the better, I feel about myself. It's because it's really what really gets us, through life, I think. This is the more human we are. So it's great. I'm still going to be in the club. I'm still active, and I'm hoping and planning on enjoying your company at these wonderful social events that we continue to have. I may not. I'm not going to be here, for these lunches over the next number of months, God willing. In due time, I hope to get out to the Royal Metal Storehouse and be able to cut here for lunch if I get through the call early and come back. But that may be at the minimum a number of months. So I did want to just share, and I appreciate Ted for giving me this time. It's a great club. I can't tell how grateful I am that I've had taken the opportunity to be a part and to be as Jim McCullough said early on, to be instead of a member of the Shamrock Rotary Club, a Rotarian is what we, that was, and I remember what was to be a Rotarian. It's a room full of Rotarians. We embrace, we live, the principles of Rotary. So thank you all for the opportunity. You will have Bill Kelly to pick around for that. So, yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor. I was going to say, it's a shame nobody recorded that, but of course, we do have it recorded, and we could probably clip that and put it on our Facebook page and on our club's page, because I don't think there was a better promotion than that for being a member not only of Rotary, but of this particular Rotary Club. So thank you, Mr. Kelly, for your years of service in the club, and we will keep you as an active member, and you will continue to get bombarded by us through Club Rotary. Good luck in your new endeavor, and remember, I started calling you Your Honor months ago. All right, with that, How about the Honorable William Kelly lead us in the four-way test?
As opposed to the four-way test.
Four-way test.
The four-way test are the things we think, say, or do. First,
Is it fair?
is it fair to all concerned?
Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
And with that, we will end our Rotary meeting and we will go out and unite for good to create a lasting impact. And if that can be done,
We'll be done.
all right, everybody have a good week.